All right, everybody, we're back. We're back at it. We got most of the negativity out. As you can tell, I got the Barack Obama hope poster behind me because that is the vibes that I'm trying to channel. I'm not really there yet, but I'm trying to manifest it, right? That's what we do here. Anyway, this is another episode of Sports Analyst Podcast. Jessa, welcome back. How are you doing this fine, what is this, Wednesday Eve?
Yeah, is it Wednesday? Yeah.
I guess we're recording on Wednesday, but...
Yeah.
No.
No, it's Thursday. It's literally Thursday. I don't know. Yeah, because we had a great, not great slate of action last night, but I saw a tweet last night and someone was like, since there's no football on, and they got absolutely, berated in the comments.
Man.
They were like, don't you disrespect Maction like that? Which
hey, Central awesome. Michigan Buffalo was exciting. It was fun.
What was the final score of that one? Wasn't it a blowout?
It was absolutely a blowout, but it was close for the first half, and then Buffalo just decided to pack it up and leave at halftime.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, speaking of action and football that we actually enjoy watching, I threw this out there, Jared, and we're gonna try and keep it brief because we know that there's some strong thoughts on this. But
boy!
Yeah, Eli sent a very insightful text message into Sports Analyst today, and I want to read it and react to it. It's He says, I'm finding myself less and less interested in the regular season of college football, other than my teams and the occasional big game. As great as it is that so many teams get in the playoff, I couldn't care less about the SEC or ACC conference schedule. And while I'll watch more closely to the Big Ten and Big 12 games, I snooze through them that aren't BYU or Ohio State. Perhaps it's just getting older, but I'm feeling the yawn wake me up when the playoffs start. Please don't kill me for this take. So, my take from this, as I reflected on what he said, I actually haven't given a ton of thought to this. Other than, I think I realized when he said this that I somewhat agree as far as the regular season of college football goes. When I first started as a college football fan, I'll be honest, I didn't like the SEC, but there were still teams that were, rootable for, right? And same with the ACC. Back before all of this conference realignment, I never liked the Pac-12, but I acknowledged that they were a power conference. Well, kind of, right? They were the bottom of the barrel. But I just remember these big games being a lot more interesting. And especially because every single game mattered, right? Usually the 4-team playoff was 4 undefeated teams or a 1-loss or whatever, right? And I didn't love the 4-team playoff either. I didn't necessarily care about it, but there were more at stake. There was more at stake as far as bowl games go. And now with the combination of conference realignment, the SEC is unwatchable and the ACC is unwatchable. And the only reason I like the Big 12 and the Big 10 are because of our emotional investment, right? And now we're talking about 4 3-loss SEC teams still making it to the postseason. It closer resembled a sporting event prior to now, where it doesn't even closely resemble a sporting event, right? So I have to agree with Eli. I hate it, but until wins actually matter and losses actually matter and can't be written off, I really don't care until now. Now is when the season, it feels like the season is just starting now and games actually matter. And it took all this build up to get here, and now I actually have things I'm rooting for. It's the weirdest feeling. So, Jared, I know you want to be brief, but also, I want to hear your take on this as future they say Josh Pate is the future commissioner of college football. I don't buy that for a second. So, future commish.
I'll be the first to cast my vote straight into the toilet if Josh Pate is the CFP commissioner. That's another topic for another day. Here's what I'm going to say. Again, I'm trying to be brief. I think this all stems back for my disdain for the playoff. I don't like the playoff because of what it has come to mean for the sport of college football. And it is exactly this. Now, when I got into college football, it was during the BCS era and then the college football playoff era of the 4-team playoff, right? In those scenarios, there were about 8 teams every year that had the brand power and had the manpower to win enough games to be in the conversation for the playoff. 8 out of 125. Somebody do the math there. It's like 8%, like it's less than 8%.
Less than
It's
8%.
like 5.5% or something. So you had 5.5% of the college football landscape that was technically competing for a national championship, right? Now, you can say, like, oh, these teams, if they kept winning, they would have a chance. Like, we saw over and over again in the BCS, and then in the 14 playoff, like, except for one outlier year of Cincinnati making the playoff and one outlier year of, like, Michigan State.
TCU.
Yeah, TCU, Michigan State. Like, you really, like, into September, you get to September, and 85% of the teams have been eliminated from the playoff. And then you get to November, and another 10% have been eliminated, right? And so you're still left with this 5% that are competing for the playoff. And so what really has changed since the BCS and the 4-team playoff era, now that we're in the 12-team? Now it's maybe double the teams that are competing for the playoffs. So now instead of 5.5%, you have 11 or 12% of the college football teams that are truly competing to get into the playoff and make a national championship. And while that's great that we're including more teams, like, my love for college football never came from, I love this sport because I want to see who's the best. I want to see who is going to win the BCS. Like, that is not where my love for the sport comes from. Like, if it was, why on earth would I watch Maction? Why on earth would I be watching South Florida and North Texas? Why would I be watching BYU of all teams compete? We know every BYU fan knows there's not a shot in hell BYU is going to go win a national championship, right? That's not what, like, gets me invested in college football. What I love about college football is not the postseason. I don't love the sport because of the postseason. I have loved in the past the postseason because of the sport, because it was a continuation of the sport. Like, I don't even know if I'm making any sense here, but
Yeah.
while I can see where Eli is coming from, and I do understand the whole, like, with more teams in the playoff, it diminishes the meaning of the regular season games. That is absolutely a fact. Like, you can't tell me that Georgia, Texas has less, like, back in the day, that was a massive, massive game, and that was like a season-defining win. But now, like nobody even remembers the Ohio State versus Texas game. Like, no one even remembers that happened, and that is absolutely true. But for me personally, that's not what I love about the sport, is trying to see who's going to win the postseason. I watch it because it's unpredictable, it's hilarious. There's random shit that goes down every single Saturday. There are so many more upsets in college football. The upsets mean more because you have the wider gap between the good teams and the bad teams. It's not like the NFL where everybody's, like, kind of right here, and so an upset isn't really that meaningful because they're all really good. Like, those are the moments and the atmosphere and the bands and the players playing for, like, you think UAB's players are playing for NIL money? Like, these guys are playing because they love football and they want to win, you know?
Yep.
Like watching Akron and Kent State the other night. Like, that went to overtime, and it was an absolutely insane game. There's a huge fourth quarter comeback for Akron. That is why I love college football, not because of the postseason. And I've already blabbered. I said I was going to keep this short, and I've already blabbered for 10 minutes. So I'm going to cut myself off there, but that's my take on the whole situation. I see where he's coming from, but I do not love college football because of the postseason. I love college football because, as a sport, it is very enjoyable for me to watch.
Another one of these episodes, we'll have to design our own ideal postseason. What it would be. And yeah, I agree that less emphasis has been put on the regular season now, and more emphasis is put on the postseason, which is sad to me.
Which leads to, in turn, like everybody, like Elliot is saying, that the sport, the powers that be, are trying to make you only care about these 11% of teams in college football. And when you only care about those 11% of teams, it is very boring because there's only 11% of the teams that you care about. And they only play like, like there's so much more to the sport that is awesome. But it is the whole sport and ecosystem and the business aspect is gearing it towards forgetting everything that's awesome and only focusing on the playoff. Exactly.
That's where the money is. Okay, well, I think that was insightful, Jared, and it makes me think, and I think it'll make everybody else think as well, about why we love college football. I think that's a good intro, honestly, and it needs to be said. So let's move on. What we got next?
Yes. We have a lot to get to, which is why I'm sorry to everybody that I just ranted for 10 minutes. We need to talk about BYU men's basketball because this is like the biggest game. Not including March Madness, this might be the biggest game I can remember in a very long time for BYU basketball. BYU's number 7, and we're taking on number 3 UConn in the Boston Garden, whatever the place is where the Celtics play. I think
the TD Garden.
TD Garden, that's what it is. There's too many gardens in the NBA.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a massive game, Jess. This is exactly what you wanted when you signed AJ DeBonsa. It's this right here. National stage, 2 top 10 teams, like game of the year of the century kind of thing.
Yeah, and after last weekend, I mean, looking at the beginning of the season, I was really excited for this game, and now after you're seeing what we put on the court, not even last weekend, it was what, Tuesday?
Tuesday night?
I'm a little bit like, we're going to learn a lot about, this is how I feel. This is my analysis, all right? We're going to learn a lot about this team right here. Yep. You've had 3 preseason games plus your exhibition games. You've kind of figured out some weaknesses. You have 4 days to fix those, friends. We lost Pickens for the season, which sucks. And so there's all of this uncertainty. I think we will learn a lot about this team. Because UConn is good. There's a lot of unknown around them, and I think if they didn't have the UConn logo, maybe they wouldn't be number 3, right? Just based on where they finished last year. But yeah, I'm excited. 5:00 p.m. on Saturday before the football game. So. Yep,
which I love how that lines up. I will say, I wish this was like Friday night or Sunday night or something because, I mean, obviously it's not going to be Sunday because of BYU. But,
silly
Monday night or something because, like, the Ohio State game is also going on at the exact same time. And even though Ohio State is playing UCLA, like, it's football. Like, I'm going to be watching the Ohio State game more than I'm watching this game. But it will be on a screen for me. Neither of these are on ESPN, and so they will both be on the TV, right? Yep. So I agree with you. I think it's going to teach us a lot about BYU. It'll probably teach us a lot about UConn, too, because they haven't been tested. They've played New Haven, UMass Lowell, and Columbia, and they've won by like 30 points each time. So we don't really know anything about them.
One of those was close, though, right? Let's see.
New Haven
89-62 was the closest. New Haven, right? So again, you're right. We don't know anything about UConn either. BYU has a 35.2% chance to win, according to ESPN.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find some other betting information. But UConn averages 92.7 points a game. BYU 84.7. BYU has a worse field goal percentage. Better at rebounding. That's a shocker. Than
that is
UConn.
Crazy. I never would have guessed, actually.
Ooh, we average 6 less assists. They've got some rim protectors. They average 4 more steals than we do so far into the season. So it should be a good battle. We'll see.
Yeah, I am excited for this game. I think it's going to teach us a lot about both teams, and I think for me, like, this is basketball again, and this is why I hate that basketball and football season overlap because the like ideologies in like sports fandom is so different. Like football, it's like every single game is so important, and in basketball, it's like, hey, the fact that we are playing UConn on a neutral site is great. Like, we would love to win, but if you lose this game, it is not at all like a detriment to you, which is in a way good and bad. Like I like that it encourages teams to play these neutral site big games because it's fun and that's what we want as fans is to watch these. So I just want us to be like close and competitive. right?
Same.
And I hate that I'm saying this because that's what I said before the Texas Tech football game, and that obviously was not competitive. I want a couple of highlight plays. I want us to show fight. I want us to not just get dog walked. Give me a reason to like get excited about BYU basketball here, because I'm going to be honest, what I've seen in the last 3 games, like not bad, but like in comparison to expectations. So
Yeah.
I want to see like a ceiling. I want to see a flash of a ceiling
Yeah.
in this.
It'll be interesting to see how AJ matches up against athletes of his similar caliber, right? Even
Yep.
against Villanova, he did not see athletes that are anywhere near um, his skill level. And I think UConn gives us a better shot at that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested to see how he does. I have faith in Rob Wright and I have faith in Richie Saunders. I think we need to see a little bit more from our bench, too. Our bench scored 4 points on Tuesday.
Yeah. Do
So,
you? I mean, maybe we'll get into this after this game. Something to keep an eye on is all of our scoring going to come from Rob Wright, Richie Saunders, and AJ DeBanza. Like,
yeah.
and if so, are they good enough to carry a team across those 3?
Yeah, we'll see. That is the question. That is the
Again,
question.
this is why we love this game right now, because this teaches us a lot, and it will teach the coaches and players a lot as well. But there's also another game that I think is it's not probably, it is definitely more important than the men's basketball game by infinity metrics. BYU football, home versus TCU. Jessa, I think this is a must-win. I think this is the most must-win of all must-wins for BYU football right now.
Oh, 100%. 100%. We lose, season is over. Like, we lose, season is over. We haven't even gotten to Cincinnati yet, right? And UCF isn't a slouch, you know? This isn't some, like, Samford SEC bye week team, you know? So, no, 100% we need to win this game. Not only, remember when we went to Iowa State and we said, hey, this is really scary for, like, this game is scary stacked against BYU. We're on the opposite end now, right?
Yep.
We're at home for the first time since Utah.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy? 5 weeks. So first time we've been at home. We're coming off of a loss that Kalani says the boys are embarrassed about.
Good.
And
Good.
what I hear, at least on the defensive side, it's the best week of practice they've had all year. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not predicting anything.
It sounds good. It sounds
I'm just
good.
relaying what I've said, okay? And then we're going from playing arguably one of the best defenses in the nation to one that is so-so in TCU, who's coming off of a loss. So hopefully we play angry. Again, if our coaches get our guys prepared, like this could, please, if we do things right, we are set up for success here.
Absolutely.
So that's, I don't know. We'll get into what we think will happen, or what we expect to happen, not what we think will happen. But what else do we know about TCU? What's your kind of read on this game?
They are a points team. That's my official analysis. Is they are a points team. Lots of points on both sides of the ball. They give up lots of points and they score lots of points.
So smash the over, is what you're saying?
Well, we have to see what BYU's offense is going to do.
Oh yeah,
okay?
We have to score a lot of points.
We would have to score a lot of points.
Never mind.
Because I feel pretty confident about our defense. Now, say what you will about the Texas Tech game, our defense played awesome for like 90% of that game. I don't blame them for kind of giving up down the stretch. Maybe they didn't even give up. Maybe they were just tired of being on the field so frickin' much because the offense couldn't stay on the field for more than like 60 seconds. So I think our defense is going to do pretty well against TCU. I'm not saying that they're going to hold TCU to like 10 points or whatever, but I think our defense is going to give us a chance to win again. Here's my worry about the offense. Are we broken? Okay? Did the Texas Tech game break us? Okay? Because we were broken after, remember last year, okay? We beat Utah, we come off, we have our stinker against Kansas, okay? I think you could probably say our stinker this year was Texas Tech. What happened in the first half of the Arizona State game? We were down 20-0 before you could like wipe your butt. This was crazy. Cam Scatterbull was signing footballs in the end zone before you could even like realize what the score was. Okay? And then granted, like Tyler Batty slapped some cheeks in the halftime locker room, and we came out and we made it a game and we lost. I don't want that to happen here because this is a very similar situation. Now, yes, we're at home, and yes, we're coming off of a loss to a very good team, but it's a freaking just pants-clapping loss to a very good team. So, can our offense come out and put more than 3 points on the board in the first half? Because if we come out and we play good defense, but TCU gets a couple on us and we are down 17-3 at halftime, this could get ugly. We may have the exact same situation on our hands where we just can't get enough on the board. It'll just be too little too late in the second half. So our offense needs to come out fast and do the same thing they did in Iowa State, honestly. Just keep us within one score, keep us within like striking distance. So then in the second half, when we really get into form, I hate that I'm even saying that, but in the second half when we really come into form, then we can like put them away, lock them down, make the adjustments, and win the game. We just cannot come out flat against this TCU team because they will bury us.
Yeah, they'll run away with it if we let them. Especially like in the Texas Tech game, we started with a negative 18-yard average field position. Oh my gosh, yeah. Our defense out of 7. I know we keep going back to the Texas Tech game, but Texas Tech had 7 red zone trips and scored 2 touchdowns. Like, our defense held up their end of the deal.
Right?
To get the ball on the 20 and the 3-yard line, like. What are you supposed to do? You know? So I'm with you that this one is on the offense, exactly like last year. I have a couple questions. Number one, do we have an offense once other teams figure us out? Is that the reason why we kind of tail off at the end of these years?
We have no evidence to support the contrary.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look at it. Look at our offense. Even in the Alamo Bowl, our offense stunk.
Well, and also we were playing Colorado. Like, Dion doesn't game prep. Are you kidding me? What?
You're so right. Like, Houston, we almost lost that game, and Houston sucked last year. Like, so I think it's a new season. Like Kalani said it on his show. It's a 3-game season now, and we've got to go 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, right? Can we make adjustments? Can we do something different? Can we evolve, right?
Yep.
TCU's defense, did I already say this? They've actually got a pretty stout run defense.
Okay.
Their safeties are good in run support, but their pass defense is not great.
It's a good thing our pass offense was super good.
So good.
I have so much confidence.
Same. So that's the thing. Like you said, again, the matchup to watch is our offense versus their defense, even though their defense is very good. But our offense did not look very good last week. I honestly think the offensive line has some trust rebuilding to do with Bear. Like, Bear was getting absolutely hammered last week, and as a freshman, you just wonder if he gets back in the game, and if he's, like, jittery, and if we see a little bit of, like, early season Bear again, because he's like, what defensive end is gonna freaking pancake Jada in 2 seconds and be in my face? Like, you see some of those clips of Jada getting absolutely, like, pancaked?
Toss.
Just like one step and he's 6 feet into the backfield. Like, crazy. So I think the offensive line needs to rebuild some trust with Bear in pass protection specifically. Because that's where we're going to be able to take advantage, I think. That's what the numbers say.
Now, we are being a little bit negative, okay? We recognize that. However, let us like flip the coin, okay? BYU has a massive opportunity right here. If BYU comes out and plays the way that we know they can play, like you move the ball on offense, you establish the run, you get the play action pass, like you find that rhythm that we saw for a little bit in the middle of the season. If you can find that again, if your defense can play lockdown, like BYU can absolutely come out and win this game by 2 touchdowns plus. And can you imagine what that does for the confidence of the fan base, for the confidence of the players, for the confidence, just the whole momentum of the program? Like, this is the opportunity you have to prove to everyone, yourselves, the fans, the country, actually, never mind, because the committee's not going to be watching.
Don't say it.
It's far too late.
Don't say it.
It's far too late.
We're not even going to touch the committee today, okay?
No.
Too soon.
Too soon. But they have a massive opportunity that can absolutely turn this program entirely around. this is the spot that we have never seen BYU come back from just a humongous loss. We've seen that part a lot, but we have never seen them come back after a humongous loss and just absolutely step on the neck of whoever they're playing and say, that wasn't us last game. That was not our best foot forward. We are here to prove that we are better than that. If BYU does that, I mean, I'm all the way back up. I'm all the way back up. Like, I will say it right now, if BYU comes out and creams TCU, I'll be all the way back up. That's exactly where I was before the Texas Tech game. Wash everything that I said. Actually, don't, because I still believe it. But if they do, I'll be all the way back up because, like, again, this is a big moment for BYU. It's very pivotal in deciding what that rest of the season is going to look like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just want to see, on that note, I just want to see the aggressiveness that I see on the defensive end, on the offensive end. Like, I want to see guys, like, running through other guys and getting hyped after plays. And, like, I just want to see a competitive fire that we haven't seen from our offense, you know? At least in the last 2 weeks, because we were on bye and then we went to Texas Tech. And I want to see aggressive play calling, too. Like, let's rip the ball early, you know? And then, like, I don't know. I just want points. Can we just score points early? It's been too long. And, yeah, again, everything's stacked up for us to be able to do that.
Yep.
We'll see if we actually do it, but...
It's going to be a very interesting game. Like, I have no idea what BYU is going to show up. I think in the beginning of the season, like, we never really looked at these last 4 games, these last 3 games as kind of like big importance and stuff because we were focusing on the Utah game, then we're focusing on the Texas Tech game. I'm very excited for this weekend because I have no idea what BYU is going to show up. Are we going to show up and be great? Are we going to show up and just suck monkey nuts? Or are we going to show up and, like, have another fourth quarter comeback? I have no idea. So I'm very excited to see what happens in this football game. I'm hoping that we come out and just blast them. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen on Saturday night.
Me neither. I feel like we're in a little bit of an identity crisis with BYU. It's like, who are we? And I hope the guys aren't feeling that. I hope they bounce back and they've learned from Texas Tech. But we do need to reestablish that. Okay, what is your minimum threshold of success for this weekend? Like, you walk away from the game and you say, oh, okay, we did enough for me to feel fulfilled.
It's a very tough question because I'm inclined to say just win. But I don't think I'm going to be psyched if we have another fourth quarter comeback and win by 2 points.
Heck no. Yeah.
Right? Like, that's not going to give me the confidence and the momentum that I was talking about, that you take into the Cincinnati game and feel great about yourself. Like, the minimum bar for success for me is a win, just a win. But the minimum bar of, like, positivity and momentum and me getting back on the wagon instead of just, like, getting dragged by my underwear, that bar is, like, 10 plus. 2 scores. I want a
game.
2-score victory that's not garbage time, right? That's not like, oh, we drive down and kick a field goal with a minute left, right? I want this in hand in the fourth quarter where we're not really, like, as BYU fans, we're like, oh, we're going to blow it, but you're not, like, actually scared that you're going to lose. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Here's what I deal. Because my minimum threshold for success is the bowl that we will not speak the name of until we get assigned to it. I'm really excited to fly out to Orlando on December 27th.
Yep.
Personally.
I'll see you there.
So yeah, my minimum threshold would be, I think, around a 2-score game as well. If we win by a touchdown, I think that's fine, but I would be left with a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. To get back on the hype train, like you were saying, I need a 3-score win. And, like,
3 scores. Okay, so like 17 plus.
Honestly, I'm pretty fired up, and I'm pretty angry at the team after 2 weeks ago or last week. In order to fully regain my trust, you're gonna have to BTA. Like, you're gonna have to, and that's what I'm gonna be cheering for. So,
you know, Jessa, I'm changing my answer. I'm with you. 3 scores plus BTA. We need a BTA TCU. We need revenge for 2008 and 2009
And
we need
2023.
And
And
2023.
the last 5 games we've dropped against them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need revenge, okay? I remember being a little kid and going to college game day and writing TC Who in window chalk on my dad's car and then leaving in the third quarter because we were down 58-6. I want revenge for that. For freaking 8-year-old Jared that was just crushed, okay? So again, that's what we want, Cougs. But listen to us. All right.
It's that easy. 2 other game notes I'll say. We haven't said his name. Josh Hoover, 2023, went off for 450 yards against us in 2023 in his freshman debut. All right? Really, really good passer. Also very, very turnover prone. Okay? I believe he had 2 picks last week. I can't remember. But he's had 19 in the last 7 games. 19 turnover-worthy plays in the last 7 games. Okay?
We like that.
Yep. TCU's, that's their passing offense. Passing offense is like number 9 in the country. All right? These guys like to throw the rock. Rushing offense is like in the hundreds. Okay? But their starting running back is out with injury.
We like that. We like that.
They are going to throw the rock, if you did not know. Okay? So a good test for our secondary. I'd love a pick or 2.
Yep, 2+ picks. 2+ picks.
Maybe that'll be in our pick'ems.
Yep, for the hype train, 2+ picks.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe a score. Oh my gosh. Last thing. Our special teams units
Oh no.
need to freaking get their act together. Okay? Parker Kingston should not be returning anything. Get Tiger back out there.
Get
At least he
out of
catches
there,
the
bro.
ball and holds
Why is
the ball.
Parker Kingston back?
I don't know. The worm.
What?
Go back to your hole, worm. Ugh, gosh. And then, freaking, who's our long snapper who I have a vendetta against? What's his name? Grimes.
Freaking Grimes.
Garrison
something.
Grimes. I am convinced that every time Will misses a kick, it's because of Garrison Grimes.
All right,
So,
I like this. I like this little conspiracy.
I need to, we need to make kicks, okay? Okay, thanks. That's all.
Yep.
Yep.
I will say I would love to not see Will Ferrin on the field at all, except for PATs though. I would.
Maybe let's
okay
not
with
even do PATs. Let's just go for 2.
go for 2
Let's
every
just
time.
let's just run LJ up the gut every single time. Let's do
Hey,
that.
the analytics say that it's 50-50, so I would do it.
Do it. Do it. Pay the premium AI subscription and get that number up to 60% for going to 2 for
Boom.
2, you know?
Yep,
So, 'cause that's how that works.
definitely. That is absolutely how it works. All that being said, BYU still in control of their own destiny. You win out, you win the conference championship. You are
we
into
don't
the
care.
playoff.
We don't care what happens after that though.
Right.
Yeah.
We must say we are both on the bus now. I can say, right, Jessa?
Yeah.
Who cares about the playoffs?
I
No
don't.
one cares about the playoffs, okay? However, I know that there are some people in the sports analyst chat that do, okay? So begrudgingly, I provide you with the weekend watch guide and the things to cheer for, okay? Again, I do not care. I will not watch any playoff games that do not involve BYU and do not involve Ohio State. And I will only be watching those games because my team is still playing and I'm not going to be able to watch them for another 8 months. And so I will savor every single game, okay? Not because I give 2 nose hairs and a freaking fat booger about the CFP, okay? Jessa, can I run through a couple of games that fans should watch?
Yeah, I was just yapping. I forgot we had other college football to talk about. Let's go.
Oh,
Run
no,
through 'em.
we do. This is, and again, we hate the playoff, we don't care. So, if you're also in our bus, how about you just get in some emotional investment with us? Because it's college football is more fun when you have your life on the line, okay? And you have your mental sanity on the line because that's what we do, is we put our mental sanity in the hands of a bunch of, 19 to 22-year-olds, and we ride it out because that's basically just gambling with our mental health, and it's fun,
Yep.
okay? Friday night, Clemson, we want to beat Louisville, okay? We want all the ACC ranked teams to lose, even
To
if
just
that
eat
means
each other.
Exactly.
They
Even if
have
that
to be
means
a
fun.
1-bid league.
Exactly. No 2-bid ACC league. Minnesota, we want to beat Oregon. There's probably a 0% chance of this happening, but it could be sick.
I'll watch for the first 4 minutes.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there's an injury. I don't know. All right, let's move on from that. 10 a.m., okay? I'm going to rip through these. Northwestern, we want to beat Michigan. We want the Big Ten to not get a third team in, basically. Which is crazy to say that, but, the Big Ten could possibly be a 3-bid league. and not a 4 bid. Sorry, Moose is like digging into... Moose, what are you doing, bro? He's digging into some tissue paper. I don't know what he's trying to get. Sorry. The Big Ten. Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State currently in. We don't want anybody else. And Michigan is kind of right on the edge that could jump BYU if they win out and beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Get them out. No. Pitt, we need you to beat Notre Dame. I know we're talking about ACC teams losing. Notre Dame is number one, public enemy number one on teams we hate and need to get out.
100%.
They have no right being in the playoff. Get them out. And then this is just like in case BYU loses a game, you want Cincy to beat Arizona. You want Cincy to be ranked high when we play them so that when we beat them, they don't just drop out of the rankings. Plus, conference strength of schedule.
Yep.
We want Cincy to win, okay?
Yep.
Any notes? Should I just keep going?
Just keep going. Let's go into the 1:30 slate.
Okay, 1:30 slate. Boston College. We need you to beat Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is the ACC's best chance at getting 2 teams into the playoff.
Yep.
Boston College, do something.
One win.
Yep. That's all we need. Duke to beat Virginia. NC State to beat Miami. Again, just get these ACC teams out of the way. Make them one big league. Miami's also right there in being able to jump BYU. So we need NC State. Take care of Miami as a 25.5 point underdog.
They took care of Georgia Tech. Can they take care of the other beast? I don't know.
And remember, Mario Cristobal is on. He is the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. That is great for all Miami haters. Mm-hmm. Okay, last ones before we run out of time. Iowa, we want them to beat USC. Alabama, beat Oklahoma.
Yes.
ECU, beat Memphis. And then we want Florida to beat Ole Miss, Baylor to beat Utah, because duh, and Georgia to beat Texas. We want the SEC's top teams to eliminate all of the second-tier teams from the conversation. So we want Georgia to absolutely BTA Texas, and we want Alabama to BTA Oklahoma, make them not even competitive football games, get them out of there. And that is what your rootables are for this weekend.
Yep. Good games, emotional investment.
Right? This is a weekend full of emotional investment.
Yep. Super Y.